So in today's video we have ourselves a Marvel Legends series unboxing. Today we're going to be taking a look at the X-Men Wolverine Weapon X figure. So this figure is from the X-Men animated TV show, if I remember correctly. It's probably my earliest memory of the X-Men in general. I remember watching the 90s animated TV show and having some of Wolverine's backstory, origin story in there, and him being in the, I think it was like a cryo chamber style big vat of water, and him becoming the mutant that he does become. So we have ourselves a really nice Marvel Legends box here. I've got to say, I really am a big fan of these Marvel Legends boxes. We've got the man himself, Wolverine, and there's actually a slip of paper just popping out the side here. That's short that is. Yeah, really big fan of these boxes. We've got the big yellow X logo in the background. You can't really see it too good right now on camera, but I will give you a look at it when I unbox the figure. We've got a nice art illustration along the side, and it is the same on both sides. These side panels usually pop out to display a bit more of the image, but this looks like a comic illustration of Weapon X. Taking a look at the back of the box, we have a bit of information about Weapon X. The same illustration as the sides and the other figures that are in the set. So we've got Gambit, Marvel's Beast, there's Weapon X. Also comes with Marvel's Forge, Marvel's Blink, Jubilee and Skullbuster. This is part of the Build-A-Figure, I think that's Caliban? I'm not too familiar with that character. Seems like you get one with Marvel's Beast, 2 with Weapon X, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So the only one that doesn't come with one is Gambit. Wouldn't really be too interested in collecting the rest of this set. I'm not too interested in Marvel's Forge or Blink, but I wouldn't mind getting Gambit, Beast and Jubilee and Skullbuster. But yeah, he comes with the leg for the Build-A-Figure. But yeah, other than that, that is your lot for the box. So let's not waste any more time and we will get into unboxing this guy. So this figure here was actually one of the main figures that made me want to start collecting Marvel Legends. Obviously it comes with a bit of childhood nostalgia for me, but I just think it's just a really interesting looking figure and such a unique look for our friend Wolverine. So pop out the side here, and then like I said, usually the way these boxes work is you just get a little bit more of the illustration out, but this time it's just a white line. Usually there's a bit more of the illustration here, but not on this one. So we just pull him out from the side. Help if I pull the flaps down first. And there we go. So we get the backing card and then the plastic sleeve. So there's a look at the yellow X I was talking about, the X-Men logo. So here we have our figure in its plastic sleeve, comes with a little plastic door protector, and there we have him in his plastic shell. So we'll take a quick look while we've got him stuck in his shell. You can see the main figure, the main accessory, which is actually a spare head, and the Build-A-Figure part, which is quite huge, takes up a lot of the figure space. It's like you're buying the leg and this is the accessory. Taking a look at the back here to see more of the almost nude Wolverine, and yeah, that's your lot. So what we'll do is we will pop out the bits and pieces first, and then we will take a look at the figure. So as much as this doesn't interest me because it's part of a Build-A-Figure I'll never actually end up collecting, here's the leg of whatever his face is, Caliban, I think it is. That's one of his legs. Yeah, there's that. And here is a look at the alternate head for our Weapon X. Really cool face. Again, this is definitely inspired by the 90s animated series. I mean, to me personally, as it might not be, it might actually just be the comic book, but to me it definitely looks like how Logan looked in that TV show. Pretty standard looking face. He's got some depth to his mouth, so the teeth are 3D and his mouth is hollow, and big tuft of hair all the way to the back. So I'm guessing this is going to be one of the easy pop-off heads like the Red Skull head. You can really see there. But yeah, there is what is the main accessory for this figure. All right, moving on to the figure itself. So here we have the Weapon X Wolverine. This is Logan Wolverine for those that don't know. Weapon X is the kind of like code name for what Wolverine is. I absolutely love the look of this figure. It's just so different and unique. I mean, technically it's a completely nude figure nearly, because he's just got some very small swim trunks on and a helmet and a harness, and yeah, that's pretty much a lot. There's not a lot of detail going on clothing wise, but it's all about the wires and just the backstory of this guy. I mean, this is the making of Wolverine and Logan, and it's such an iconic outfit and look. I really didn't think something like this would ever be made into a figure. So what we'll do is we'll start up at the head and we will work our way down. There is a look at the head and mask that he's wearing, the helmet that goes over his head. Got this really nice metal look to it with a red visor on the front. You can see the bottom of his face just peeking out, his nose and mouth, and actually some of the black hair sticking out from underneath the helmet, which is a really nice touch. It's got a lot of different computer looking things like antennas coming off it, and there's lots of screws. So look at the top of the helmet and from the back side. So he has a red translucent wire coming from it. So it just follows right the way down into this pack, and that's one of 3 wires. So it just goes from the side of his helmet into this pack that is on his waistline, and this is actually a pack with a pack attached to it. I'm not sure what they are, batteries. I imagine the second red wire actually goes into his gauntlet on his wrist, and that follows right the way down into his other pack all the way on the other side of the figure. And then the third wire is on this wrist gauntlet, and it wraps around his arm and also connects to the second pack. So for the body area, again, he's not wearing any clothes, so it's kind of hard to review, but yeah, it does have some hair, some chest detailing. So he's all furry, obviously, because he's the Wolverine. So he has lots of chest hair and abdomen hair going on. He's also definitely been doing his gains, looking quite swole. Comes with this harness, which is really nicely painted. We've got some metal buckles on there, and you can see the holes where it would be adjustable, but obviously it isn't because it's a figure. But yeah, he's got some metal buckles on each side, one in the middle, and the strap work and the leather effect looks really good on this. It's really well done. Taking a look at the back, just about the same, just minus the holes and buckles. So definitely to the part that makes Wolverine Wolverine, we have his 3 claws. They do seem to be holding up quite well. I've owned a couple Wolverine figures in the past that aren't Marvel Legends, and all of the Wolverine claws have eventually been out of shape or snapped off just over time. These seem to be made out of like a thin rubbery plastic, so I really hope that we don't get any bending out of them. The actual parts where they're coming from the hand looks quite good as well. Got quite a natural look for the claws coming out of the hand. Looks really well done. They've not just stuck them on there, they've actually made it look like they're coming from the hand, they're protruding from his knuckles, just above his knuckles I should say. And here's a look at the claws from the other side. It's about the same on the other hand. 3 claws protruding from the hand. And yeah, they're a bit close on this side. I guess they want you to spread them out yourself. Managed to do it with the other side, so eventually get them like that. But yeah, those two are just a bit close at the minute. There we go, I think I managed to separate them quite well off camera. So moving down to the abdomen region, we've got 2 power packs like I showed before. We've got one with a bit of green detailing on it and one with a bit of yellow detailing on it. And the one with green has an offshoot with a smaller pack with 2 little red, I don't know, it might be buttons, it might be screens, I'm not too sure, just 2 bits of red detailing on them. they are actually loose, hanging from the harness. I imagine there's, you know, people who've taken this harness off and just had the body, so because it is definitely loose, it's not attached to the figure in any particular way that would make it uncustomizable. I really like the red wire in it. Really adds, you know, more depth and life to the figure. And then moving down to his legs, we got nothing but just ripped Wolverine. There is some hair on his calves, and yeah, that's about it for detail for the legs. Nothing too interesting going on down here. And yeah, that is your look at the Weapon X Wolverine. Such an interesting and unique figure from such an interesting and unique backstory and storyline. I absolutely love this. So what we're going to do now is we are going to put on the alternate head and see how that looks. I'm not really too sure how it's going to work with the actual thing going into the pack, the red translucent tube, I guess you can call it, going into the pack. I don't know how you're gonna make that work with this head that doesn't have a hole in it for the tube, but I'm sure I'll figure it out off camera. All right, so for the life of me, I can't figure out how to detach this wire from the head or the pack. But here is a look, if we're just gonna let this awkwardly dangle down. Here's a look at the Wolverine head on the Weapon X body. It's actually got this really nice detail into the front. I don't know if you can tell. Some of the front hairs are actually shaded a really light blue. Gives it that like comic book effect and makes it look, you know, more artsy and just lifelike. Bit of shading. I really do dig the look of this head on this body. It's just a shame about trying to figure out how to detach the wire from the head, but I do think I'll be sticking with the Weapon X original head, and this one will be staying in the packaging. One more thing I did want to mention just before I end the video is there's some really unique joint work here. There's actually some shoulder joint that will allow you to push the arm all the way back and I guess give it that iconic Wolverine pose where he's got both his arms out. I just think that's really unique. I've only ever seen that in one other figure where this shoulder joint kind of connects to the pec and allows you to bend the arm all the way back. Just gives you more of a range to spread the arms out and make him look like he's lunging for an attack. So yeah, that has been my unboxing and review on the Marvel Legends series Weapon X figure. Absolutely love this figure. So cool and unique, and it's going to look crazy amongst the collection. Absolutely outstanding figure. The paint work, the articulation, the body work, it looks incredible. It looks absolutely amazing all the way around. I love the detail to this thing, and yeah, 10 out of 10 for sure. Anyway, thank you for watching today's video. I have a playlist down below which will have all of my Marvel Legends series unboxing reviews in there, so if you want to go check some more out, that's the place to do it. Make sure you also follow my Instagram. It's @kidzilla_live, and I post pictures up there sometimes of the figures I review, and it's just a good way to keep up in general. Anyway, thank you for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. Make sure you leave a like if you've enjoyed below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.